when they told me I was going to interview Stella Jean, all I can think about was, what am I going to wear? Stella, bonjour. Ciao.
Ciao, buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Stella, you've come to us from Rome, where you live. For over a decade, you've made your mark in fashion worldwide. You don't have to tell anyone that part of your heritage is Haitian. Your designs say it for you. They are vibrant, rich, and unique. Even the great Giorgio Armani knows this. In 2013, Mr. Armani invited you to make your official debut at the Milan Fashion Week. Today, you are the only Black member of the Italian Fashion Council. You not only tell stories through your designs and prioritize sustainability, you create collaborations that help build bridges. I'll give you an example. When Haiti's Olympic team came out during the Paris opening ceremony this summer, shall I start that again? When Haiti's Olympic team came out during the Paris opening ceremony this summer, it did so in your designs, highlighting the art of the great Philippe Dodard. Your designs have been worn by the likes of Beyoncé, Rihanna at the White House, our friend Régine Chassang of Arcade Fire, who was here last year, Chimamanda Adichie, Tamron Hall, Zendaya, to name a few. You've won many awards. Stella, fashion is your manifesto. You are an ambassador of the best of Haiti and a reminder of what can be achieved. Ladies, this is Stella Jean.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your words. Thank you.
Alors, on va parler un petit peu en français. We're going to speak a little bit in English. We're not going to speak Italian.
Franglish.
Franglish. Franglish. Avant d'être designer, tu étais mannequin. Parle-nous un peu de journey, quand tu as annoncé à tes parents que tu voulais être mannequin et après designer, parce que quand on est haïtien, on doit être avocat, médecin ou ingénieur. Alors, talk to us about what type of support did you get from your family and how did it go when you said, Mom, forget med school, I want to be a model?
Oh, unfortunately, I don't have such a romantic story in this part of my life, since I left home at 18 and one day, as soon as I could, since, yes, I have an Asian mother, and she was unbearable. And as soon as I get the opportunity, I left. And something that I already started at around 17, thanks to her friends, Egon from Fustenberg, former husband, the late husband of Diane von Fustenberg. He used to live in Italy and work there, so I started to work with him as a model. And then when I left home, I kept modeling. But after a while, I understood that I was in the right place, doing the wrong things. Because I'm not a real sur scène. I don't like to be in front of the camera. I love my backstage work as a designer. So I switched and I started to design, even if I'm not even able to draw. So what I do is to put many pins on fabrics directly on my body or on the model fabrics, on the model body. And after a while, while perusing Vogue Italia, I found this context, Uso Next, was for the new talents in fashion in Italy. And I applied, so I sent my application. At the moment, my work was a lot about the Italian craftsmanship, so embroidery and painting. and just my Italian side. And I sent my application. After 8 months, I received the response, and I'd been rejected. Following here, I keep applying, so I sent over my application, and I waited still 8 more months. Second answer, rejected for the second time. Third time, same thing. But you know, I've never accepted a no as an answer, and I think that, there is no wall that cannot be transformed in a door. So I applied for the third time. A week later, the talent scout of the competition called me. And she told me, we understood that a no won't stop you, but listen, this time try to send a project that belongs only to you, which can represent your fingerprints. And it doesn't mean that you won't be rejected for the fifth time, but at least you'll be rejected with a very personal project. This time, I stopped for the first time, and I took my time to understand that the most personal thing to me was my story. Maybe the dark part, the sad part, the struggle where being the first and the only black kid at school, a dance class, and the swim class, and in my neighborhood. And I've tried to transform this sad story in something appealing. Fashion is appealing. And the moment that I decided to put a managed striped shirt, which was my father's striped shirt, with this balloon skirt printed with these bold prints, which at the moment for me represented the black roots of Haiti, you know, a country very proud of its negritude, unlike others. And I put them together, and I started to tell the story. It wasn't about fashion styling. It was a narrative. Putting my father's side and my mother's side, I was the result, just together. And for the first time, people saw this kind of mix, like what they consider ethnic fabrics with something very Western, but together. This is the métissage. And I sent my project, and finally, I received a positive answer. But it wasn't finished. It wasn't finished because once you are accepted, you have the competition with other 12 designers. And unfortunately, the day before the jury, it was an immense honor for me because for the first time I met like the big guru of the worldwide fashion in Rome. And but the thing is, they saw the collection ended, so I wasn't even among the 3 finalists. But everyone had the possibility to be part of the fashion show the following day. So the following day, I was there with the Haitian embassy. We were already to party. For me, I was already the winner because finally I was there. So being able to show my work. So we were already so happy. So all the embassy, all my family, they were all there and ready to celebrate. So we present for the first time the collection on the runway. Just after the runway, the president and Silvia Fendi, the president was Franca Sozzani, the former editor-in-chief of Vogue Italia, and Silvia Fendi. They came on the stage and they said, the jury needs some minutes because there is a kind of issue. So they said, okay, for me, you know, you have to imagine I was, I don't care, you can do whatever you want.
How old are you at that point?
I was 29. And so we went on the backstage. All the designers went on the backstage. I was the only one that we keep laughing and keep joking because, as I said, I was already celebrating. And then they called us back on the runway. And unfortunately, I was so focused on the celebration after the fashion show that I was talking with my family and friends over there like, we see after. And I didn't get what they said at the beginning when we came on the stage. So they call our names, and at a certain moment they called Stella Jean, and I went and I said thank you. And then everything's finished, we went on the backstage, and a journalist with the camera came to me for an interview and said, how do you feel as a winner? And I said, I won? So I have my first ever interview recorded, and me saying, really, it was me? And this is everything started, and after this, thanks to, I often talk about the story of David and Goliath, but I need to say that I have several giants next to me to help, like Mrs. Sozzani, Mr. Armani, that allowed me to be part of for the first time in my life, of Milan Fashion Week, and then became the first BIPOC member of the Italian Chamber of Fashion. And from this moment on, I began my journey, keeping in mind that I had the opportunity to start when I decided to say the truth, when I decided to transform this story, this narrative in fashion, and not just doing some beautiful clothes, as I used to say before. And from this moment on, I never stopped to do this, to bring this métissage, which is part of Haitian culture, because we are already métis. And métis is not so only biological, it's cultural, it's everything in Haiti is métissage. And as I said, from this moment on, I've never stopped.
And so,
yes.
Would you say that all these multiple rejections shaped you, and this is how you've moved forward in a very difficult industry?
I definitely say that this is part of the story, but I also maybe need to say that this kind of stubbornness, this is from my mom's side. Definitely. When they say no, you keep, because when you really believe you have something to say, you have something, you have the abilities. It's about meritocracy. As I said, no won't stop me. It's not enough.
So Mama is unbearable, but persistent. Yes, okay. Talk to us about the Olympic team. Take us through the call, what happened. We were all so proud, but now we want to understand how it happened.
Patrick Blanchet from the Olympic Committee called me and he explained me the situation and the necessity to have the uniform. And obviously, as part of Asian diaspora, as we all know, the immediate answer is yes. And then I told him that I need to work with other Asian artists, no matter what designer, painter, and he suggests immediately Philippe Dodard. And was such a huge maestro for me. So if he accepts, to me, it's perfect. Even because it would never be a solo narrative. It's a uniform of a country. It's not my personal collection. So I'm proud to represent it today, to be here and talk about the uniform, but it is the result of the work of a group of people, a group of Asians that decided to be there. We didn't have means. I think that, and I'm not, you know what, I'm really proud to say it. We didn't have means at all.
And you made it work.
We didn't have these economic possibilities as all the other team on the Olympics. We are talking about 212 countries, 212 uniforms with huge budget, in some cases millionaire budgets to do it. And we didn't have at all. And but I think that this helped us even more because we had to do what we had at the moment, and creativity have no limit. Economy is not a limit for the creativity. I can create whatever I want. And I can think. I can dream whatever I want.
And on many lists of best of uniforms, you came on top. So making
Not only. At the beginning, we were among the first 10, and then the first 5, and then the last article of the New York Times gave us the gold medal. The smallest. We were the smallest delegation, the most vulnerable, and the poorest one because we have Namin. And then we were on the podium as first because creativity, art have no limits and have no boundaries. And then we felt this responsibility even because we were in Paris. We were in one of the most important fashion capital in the world. So we weren't like somewhere where people wouldn't understand or appreciate what we were doing there. So being there, even I will switch in French. On a même supéré les LVMH, so we are talking the biggest giant in the world of fashion, the billionaire brands.
Yes.
And we were parading under the Tour Eiffel. We contributed to pay. And I just would like to focus on the name of the print. The painting, the Philippe Dodard painting that we have on the skirt and on the trouser. The name is Passage. I would like to underline the passage from Africa to America. And then a passage again, Africa to America through Europeans, and then a passage again from Haiti to Paris, to France. And it was very symbolic for us to be there, to be in such a good shape, and then won the gold medal.
Unbelievable. We saw, yes. We saw in the video your work, your initiative in Benin, for example, which is fantastic. Talk to us about your relationship with Haiti.
I've started this work with the United Nations, and then after I became one of the Goodwill Ambassador of the United Nations with this project, which is called the Laboratory of Nations. After the first fashion show, which was one of the contexts, one manager of the Ethical Fashion Initiative of United Nations called me and asked me if I was able to do the same thing, so putting culture together, but on the same plan, which changed everything because everyone, or many designers drew inspiration from the south of the world. But one thing is when you have a kind of safari gaze or safari approach, and one thing is when you work with them. So using Africa as mood board, or Central America, Caribbean, South America as mood board, as a reference, it's something that people usually do. I think that we need to change completely the approach and work with Asian artisan, African artisan, artisans from all over the world, artists from all over the world. Because it's fine if you put this inspiration in the collection, so Haiti, but it makes no sense if you didn't work with them.
It's not sustainable.
No, it's not even moral. So you just put it because we have beautiful prints, beautiful color. It's true, we have beautiful prints, we have beautiful art, beautiful color, but if we are not part of the game, it doesn't make sense that you play the game anymore. That's why we started this project, and we started to work with artists all over the world. But the moment they asked me, are you ready now to do the same? Because we started with Burkina, and then I asked for the Benin, since, as you all know, Toussaint Louverture was from there. And are you ready to do it in Haiti? And you know, it was different for me, because you feel a complete different responsibility. And I say yes. And we started this project working with artists and artisans of fer forgé, papier mâché, all the painter, and we put it on the collection. And I know that in Croix des Bouquets, after we made some bracelet in fer forgé painted, and it was the first time for them because they were used to big things with fer forgé. It's part of, but it's like interior design, interior decoration. And for the first time, we transformed it in something simple and fashion. And it was on Saks, it was in several stores worldwide. And from the moment on this area, they started to produce this simple bracelet.
The Stella bracelet.
Yeah.
I'm going to start a love letter with one sentence, and I want you to complete it, okay? Dear Haiti.
Mes amis, I hold this country. No, it's different. It's not about the languages. It's about the content. I want to be honest. I want to say that. I want to tell you the truth. It's not always been a love affair with Haiti, even because obviously it's related with one of the people that I love and hate the most, which is, as I said, my lovely mother. And so sometimes I felt the need to take some distance. But unfortunately, Haiti is stronger than that. And even when you decide, I will pretend not to be part of it, I will pretend not to know you, it's stronger than even my will. I found myself in several situations during the BLM protests in Italy. Since I was the first and only one, I have no option that be in front line and speak in front of the people. But it's not my nature. And sometimes even my producer told me, if you decide to do that, you are doing at your own risk. Because it's political. It's not about politics, so our word is about fashion. And knowing the price I would pay, and I've paid, I didn't stop. But part of me was rational. I'm sure it was rational. I was saying, no, I can't do it. I'm not able to handle the situation that will come. And then I was in front of the people, in front of the immense audience in Piazza del Popolo in Rome, our first protest, BLM protest in Italy. And they passed me the mic. And I was ready with my beautiful speech, very rational, very focused. And I start to read, and then, no, listen, no. The truth is that, da. And the people was like, woo! And my producer was like, you're finished. And this is what I see when it comes to Haiti. This is in the blood. This is stronger than my own will. And this is what allowed me not to stop.
Stella, thank you for your generosity and for being an example, for your perseverance. Six fois rejeté, and you kept on going. Thank you for the Olympic uniform that made us so proud. And you're in Italy. I imagine sometimes it feels far, but I want you to know in North America, we've got you. We love you. Ciao. Grazie.
And whenever you come to Italy, please let me know. I will head.
Yes. Go ahead.
And I will. Je ne vois pas bien, mais de toute façon, je sais que vous êtes là. Et le moment où je commençais à parler, je commençais la proteste, je commençais à dire ce qui est arrivé en Italie par rapport à la communauté noire. J'ai eu plein de problèmes. Mais quand je vous dis problème, c'est de menaces de mort à ma fille. Ma fille avait 13 ans. She's been scourted. And it has been very, very hard. Et je crois que j'aurais pas passé tout ça si le sang de Toussaint n'était pas là. Et je dois remercier plein de femmes haïtiennes qui m'ont donné l'exemple. Une des femmes est là, Marie Spénette Guédard, comme une mère pour moi. Et même si je l'ai détestée, je crois, la plupart de ma vie, je dois remercier ma mère. Parce que si j'ai pu supporter tout ça, je l'ai supporté parce que cette haïtienne m'a pas permis to give up.
Bravo. Ladies, this was Stella Jean. Grazie, Stella.